Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of the 7-port USB 3.0 hub from IKUAI. It is a data and fast charging hub, independent switches, up to 5 gigabits USB 3.0, and we have all the supported things here and some information here, the listing, brand, and here we see some product features, product introduction, product features. Hope you can see that, maybe that helps a little bit. So the question is, why would we buy something like that? A lot of people would say, yeah, are you crazy to buy something like that which has 3 times only power and only 4 times data? That's a waste of ports here. You better buy something with 7 full supported ports for USB 3.0. But I have to clearly tell you, yeah, that's not the case here. There is some real big reason behind that why I'm buying this, and I don't want to buy just a normal 7-port hub which supports 7 times data. Yeah, when all endpoints are used up in Windows 10 system or in the controller, then you're having a problem. It gets endless problems and it will eject the devices. I mean, it will just deny of working them, so you cannot use like mice or the keyboards or cameras or those things. So there are a lot of things which do not require USB 3.0 hubs, like normal webcams, keyboards, and computer mouse, and there are really a lot of things which are good still now. With USB 2.0 it's still fast enough, no problem, unless you have really super fast device and requires a lot of data, but usually a lot of things are still good to go with USB 2.0. Yeah, you would almost have to use like a USB flash drive or hard disk or something like that to use USB 3.0, like a GoPro camera or something like that. And of course it does make sense. So sometimes you really need USB 3.0, but not everything has to be USB 3.0. You can save a lot of endpoints with USB 2.0, and especially also with power only ports. And so that's the reason why I bought this. That's not USB 2.0, but it's USB 3.0, and it has a lot of power ports, and it has also quick charge. That's also another reason why I bought this quick charge. That's rather unusual on such a USB port, or like 7-port, 10-port, 15 ports or so. Yeah, what we want to have is of course power. We want to have power because, yeah, if something needs a lot of power, then if you have it just plugged in your computer, there's usually not enough power. So you get even some information like 12 months product warranty and some kind of support, yeah, if you need that. Maybe you can find something here, and also small user manual. I mean, there's not a lot which is needed to know about to use something like that, but I still show you that if you need the some specific information. Yeah, nice power adapter, works from 100 volts to 240 volts, so worldwide. That's also a good thing. Then we have a really special USB cable. So here we have standard USB-A, and here we have something, I don't know if this is like a proprietary thing or if this is like some kind of special USB standard, which I have really never seen. So we use that here on the side, and yeah, there's even some protection here because it's really nice chrome here. And you can see this thing has nice soft rubber feet, so it has quite some yeah, it has 2 feet here, so it has really a nice hold, nice really stable here. By the way, here we find some detail, product number. Yeah, input is 12 volts, and yeah, let's see what we can charge, and if the data really is working good, and we try a couple of things. So again, back to the power supply, we can see it has 12 volts with 3 amps, makes basically 36 watts in total. That's the maximum, 36 watts, or obviously in total for everything, for the whole thing here. So I've plugged in the power. We also have to plug this here, and we can see there's a light here coming on for the power ports. Here we have the data ports. So let's try and see if we can find the quick charge. Yeah, by the way, first of course I wanted to show you the lights here. You can see when we turn it on here, the combined ports, they have blue lights here, really nice on this side, and the power ports have this red light on this side. And yeah, this thing is a little bit white, but I hope I still can use that here. So let's turn it on. Let's try with automatic detection. I start the thing here. So let's see if it detects a different voltage. Starts with 5 volts, 8.8, 11.9, yeah, really close to 12 volts. So let's see if it also finds the real dedicated quick charge standards, which are represented by the 3 lights here. We are waiting for the blue light. Yeah, so we have everything like IKUAI, Samsung, and so on. Looks like we can really use it for quick charge with high voltage. That's really nice. So I've put it now manually on 12 volts. So technically it's 11.9 volts. And yeah, I start this with 1 amp. And so let's try if we can increase that to around 3 amps, which is a really crazy amount of heat which we are going to produce here. And it's also very close to the limit of this load tester here. So I'm not going to use more, but it looks like we can really use that. You can see, yeah, voltage is going down a little bit. That's a little bit disappointing. Okay, so let's check how much we have to reduce the power to get back to 12 volts. It's almost impossible. Yeah, that's disappointing here. So the voltage goes down pretty fast. Let's say we want to keep at least 11 volts. So we are at 11 volts here exactly, and see 2.2 amps. Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot, of course. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, that's a huge amount of power. There are probably not a lot of devices which require so much power. 25 watts on one USB port, that's an insane amount. I'm going to stop that. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of power, but it's not possible to like pull 35 watts just on one port. I mean, maybe it's also not intended to use that. The maximum is probably even lower. Yeah, I've been reading a little bit here in the product features. We can see there's of course much less here. We should get 3 amps at 5 volts, 2 amps at 9 volts, and 1.5 amps at 12 volts. So we have been way too high actually already. Hope I didn't destroy the thing, but I mean, it's still working. So let's try now with this 1.5 amps and see if we can keep the voltage. Yeah, not quite. I mean, it's 11.3. Yeah, still a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's not crazy. You can still use that to charge any device which requires 12 volts. Usually shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it goes down pretty fast, but at least, yeah, you have seen we can really pull a lot of power, even much more than they stated here. We have been really way above 2 amps here on these ports, so looks like we can charge really a lot. I mean, yeah, 3 amps at 5 volts, so maybe you are going to try that. I've reset the load tester, and also I'm going to use the second port here. I've activated it. Now we are at 5 volts, basically the normal USB voltage. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to see that already here it's down from 5 volts to 4.9 now, so we are going to the amps we started, so you can see there's power on it now. So we are increasing the amps, so probably the fan will turn on pretty soon. So now we are back at the maximum, exactly 3 amps. So let's check on the voltage. Oh, now we have to 5 volts. Yeah, 3 amps, 5 volts. Awesome. I mean, that's 15 watts on USB with 5 volts. That's insane. Yeah, there are not a lot of devices which you can charge with 3 amps at 5 volts. That's not bad. So yeah, looks like all the quick charge functions are working really good. So how warm was the wall charger or the power adapter? Yeah, I've been trying here. Yeah, bring it back a little bit here. It's not even warm. I mean, yeah, I haven't been charging for a long time, but till now there seems to be absolutely no problem. So with charging, I would say, yeah, regarding charging, quick charge, all those things work really good. So I'm now attaching it to my computer and see how good this works for some data. I mean, here I have a couple of devices like a fan, here I have a light, here I have a couple of devices which really only require power and no data. So this is really good to save endpoints here. And also here, when I don't need the device, let's say I have a webcam, and usually you can definitely go to webcam with USB 2.0 to save endpoints. But if you want to use that here, you can start and stop it here. That's really important. I mean, with all these security problems, I mean, sometimes, yeah, unauthorized programs could access your webcam and then start recording and then blackmail you. You don't know. So if you have something like that and you have the camera here, and you when you need it, you turn it on. When you don't need it anymore, you just turn it off and you are safe. So that's really convenient, and yeah, everything looks really good and sturdy. And so I'm going to try that now on my PC and let you know after that how it worked. So I've installed it and tested it on my PC, and everything works pretty well, but unfortunately it has changed the appearance a little bit. It looks a little bit different now. Now, of course, that's the old one. So that's definitely a good sign. So I left the new one, the IKUAI. I left it on my PC. It's a really tight workplace, which I have, really narrow, not a lot of space. I had to work for like 15 minutes to put it there. I mean, remove this and put the IKUAI there, and I've unplugged everything from here and put it to the new hub, and everything works really, really well. Everything has been detected, all the devices I've tested. I've also tested the ports with just the power. Everything works really good, like the fan, the light, everything works really good. Here you can see with the old one, the Unitech. Yeah, that was not a bad one. I've bought it about 4 years ago. Really good. I think it's good quality. Also come with power, but there are no switches here. There is no quick charge. There is no, yeah, I mean, no ports with only power and so on. There's a lot has been going on since then, and it was same price, exactly same price. So we can see now for same price, $25 around, with the IKUAI we get a lot more. And you can also feel, I mean, that's not a bad thing, but you can still feel that we now get more bang for the bucks. And yeah, for me that works pretty good. So the only thing, I mean, are there some complaints? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but it's really complaining on a super high level. the switches here we have on this side. So I have it like mounted something like that. I have put the USB ports here. Here I have the switches, and the lights are from the front visible. So yeah, so it has to be like this. I can't have it like this because otherwise the lights would be in the back and I wouldn't see them. So I have to have it like this. So that means I have everything plugged in here. So let's take this as a sample here. Imagine you have all the plugs here on top, how difficult it is to get around. I mean, it depends on where you have it. I have it really in a super tight environment, like in a desktop with not much of space, and so it's really difficult for me to get around. I mean, not super difficult, but a little bit. So it would have been nicer to have the lights and the switches on the same side, but that's really my only complaint when I compare this. I mean, also the cable, power cable is much thicker. Maybe the only thing, yeah, regarding the power cable, this power cable is longer, it's really thin. Okay, not so good protected. The new one from the IKUAI is much more protected, but it's a little bit shorter. So if you need like an extra long cable, yeah, you would have to use maybe an extension cord, but it still works for me. I mean, it's long enough, but there's just not a lot of gap left, but everything works really good. I'm super happy with it. And you can see, I mean, this was also a USB 3.0 hub, so I don't have any disadvantages. I just have advantages because some of the ports which only needed power, now they don't use endpoints, and that's really good. And I can also disable other endpoints like with a camera or those things. So I should be good for a while. So a huge advantage for me. But if you have an old one with USB 2.0 and you buy a new one with USB 3.0, you have to be really careful and make sure that you know what you are doing, and at least buy something where you can turn off some of the devices which you don't need, or just try maybe to buy also same time USB 2.0 hub, so you can put the devices which do not require 3.0, you can put in the USB 2.0 hub, and only the things which require a lot of data put in the USB 3.0 hub. That's my recommendation. But this thing itself, at least at the moment, seems to be really good. A lot of power, good data. I mean, yeah, I haven't tried this with a hard disk, but say up to 5 gigabits, yeah, shouldn't be a problem, I think. Yeah, and then there's another really important thing which you have to know about this USB hub. I mean, it's a good thing and also a bad thing. You can see the red lights and the blue lights. These are the things which are really connected and have power and have data transmitted, so you can see what is active. So again here, yeah, the thing is really hard. Some of the things are hard to push here behind these USB plugs. You can see that if you don't have a lot of space, especially here. So, but apart from that, you can see the lights here. These are really nice. And the good thing is, if you don't know which plug is which or belongs to which device, you can just move it. Now I'm moving the mouse a little bit around. Hope you can see that. I move it here. So now I have it here, and you can see the light here. You can see that. So I move it around here, and you can see already which one it is. So sometimes you have to guess which one it is, so you don't have to guess. And the other one must be the keyboard, so I'm moving the keys. So here I have the keys here, and I go a little bit closer here, and you can see when I touch the keyboard, then it's only on the left side, and then on the right side where the mouse is, there is nothing. You can easily detect which device is using which plug. This is good. On the other hand, I mean, it's not super bright, but you can see that this thing is like flickering, and it can be annoying. I mean, I got used a little bit over time. Right at the beginning, I was almost a little bit shocked or annoyed to see that every time I move with keyboard or touch keyboard or move the mouse around, that it is somehow like flickering, and that was a little bit distracting me. And I had a little bit, it took me a couple of minutes to get used to that, but after that I didn't notice that anymore. So it's no problem, and it's actually a good thing, so you don't have to guess anymore which plug is which device. And I'll definitely put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments or even better solutions, please write everything down into the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you watch this video, let's say in a couple of months or a year or so, don't hesitate to ask me how it works, how it's keeping up, if it's still okay, if I still like it. I mean, I'm not going to wait till December to release the video to make sure that it lasts for so long time. I'm going to put it online because I really have a good impression, and if I don't forget, I will update it anyway. But if I forget, don't hesitate to ask me if I still would buy this. And yeah, that's it for now. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.